Certainty does not remove doubt. It gives doubt a place where it can remain unseen. A belief repeated long enough can begin to feel less like a choice and more like a part of reality itself. The shrine rebuilt every 20 years reveals this quiet tension within human nature. The desire to preserve something unchanged through an act of constant renewal. The same form is recreated, yet the act itself depends on accepting that nothing physical remains untouched. The deeper question is not why something is rebuilt. It is what people believe they are preserving when the original cannot truly remain. This tension repeats because human beings often seek continuity while living inside unavoidable change. For centuries, the grand shrine of Ise in Japan has been rebuilt through a tradition known as Shikinen Sengu, a renewal that occurs approximately every 20 years. The sacred structures are dismantled and reconstructed according to established forms. The materials change, the builders change, the moment in time changes. Yet the belief remains that the identity of the shrine continues. Those who participate in the tradition do not claim that the wood itself survives unchanged. The structure is renewed through repetition. The design is remembered. The practices surrounding it are carried forward. The meaning is placed not only in what exists, but in what is repeated. The shrine stands within a space where continuity is understood through action. A person learns the form, follows the process, and contributes to an act that existed before their own involvement. The belief is not held because every detail can be proven unchanged. It is held because the repetition itself becomes part of what is recognized as true. But beneath this confidence exists a quieter uncertainty. If something must be rebuilt to remain the same, what exactly is being preserved? And if change is unavoidable, why does the human mind so often seek permanence through repetition? The first tension appears when belief encounters time. Human beings know that moments disappear. Objects age. Memories become incomplete. Yet the mind often searches for something that can resist this movement. It creates connections between past and present, allowing continuity to feel stronger than the changes surrounding it. The shrine is rebuilt, and the act carries forward a sense of familiarity. The person who sees the renewed structure encounters something different from the previous generation, yet experiences it as connected. The contradiction is not hidden. It is accepted. This is where belief becomes more complex. It does not always survive by ignoring contradiction. Sometimes it survives by absorbing contradiction and giving it a different meaning. The rebuilt shrine is not identical because identity is not placed entirely in physical survival. The meaning exists in recognition, memory, and the confidence that the same intention can move through different forms. A doubt may appear quietly. Someone may wonder whether a recreated object can truly be the same as what came before. But the question does not necessarily weaken the belief. Instead, it may become part of the belief itself. The uncertainty is acknowledged, then placed somewhere it cannot interrupt the continuation. A person standing before the renewed shrine does not need to remove every question before accepting what the moment represents. The belief remains because questioning has limits. Some doubts are allowed to exist only as distant possibilities. The pattern extends beyond sacred places. Human beings often protect continuity by redefining what must remain unchanged. A name can continue after the person who first carried it is gone. A promise can continue after the emotions that created it have faded. A memory can continue even when details become uncertain. The mind does not always preserve the past by holding every part of it. Sometimes it preserves the past by deciding which parts are important enough to carry forward. Yet this creates another tension. Once a person identifies deeply with a belief, changing the belief can feel different from correcting an idea. It can feel like losing a connection to something larger than the self. The belief becomes connected to identity, and identity begins protecting the belief. At a certain point, the question is no longer only whether something is true. The question becomes, what happens if it is not? The statement is repeated because it belongs to generations before it. The ritual continues because stopping would create a silence where certainty once existed. The commitment becomes stronger, not because every uncertainty has disappeared, but because abandoning it would require accepting a different understanding of oneself. The person involved in the tradition does not stand outside the belief and analyze it completely. They continue within it. The action is performed. The words are spoken. The inherited meaning remains present because it has become part of how the world is recognized. This is the deeper recurrence within human perception. Belief often feels most stable when it is reinforced by participation. Every repetition becomes another confirmation. Every confirmation makes interruption more difficult. But repetition can create an unusual illusion. The longer something continues, the easier it becomes to assume that continuation itself proves correctness. The passage of time becomes evidence, even when time alone does not answer the original question. The shrine is rebuilt again and again, and each renewal confirms the importance of renewal. The act demonstrates its own meaning through its continuation. The belief survives because it is practiced, and the practice survives because the belief remains. Still, beneath the continuity remains the same unresolved boundary. A person can recognize that something has changed while continuing to treat it as the same. They can see the movement of time while holding on to the feeling of permanence. Recognition appears, but it does not necessarily create transformation. The mind can observe a contradiction and still remain inside it. It can understand that preservation requires change, yet continue searching for something untouched. It can notice uncertainty without allowing uncertainty to become the center of attention. The limit is not the inability to see the contradiction. The limit is what happens when seeing it does not change the need to believe. The rebuilt shrine remains a reflection of a recurring human tension. The desire to hold on to continuity while accepting that everything experienced through time is altered. The question does not disappear when recognition arrives. It simply moves deeper, toward the place where belief and doubt continue existing together. The pattern remains active because human beings do not only seek answers, they seek forms of meaning that can survive the absence of complete certainty. The questions surrounding continuity may change across generations, but the inner tension remains familiar. A person can understand that something is changing and still feel that something essential remains. The questions may change. The tension often remains the same. Recognition does not always create change. Sometimes it only reveals what was already there. If this exploration stayed with you, you'll find more reflections on belief, perception, and human experience across time on timeless questions.